Welcome to Visual Process Presentation. Why should data managers care about context-based analytics? In the next 5 minutes, we'll try to convince you that you should care if you're analyzing data or responsible for other people who are analyzing data. We'll do that through the story of Paul. Paul is a young, ambitious data analyst. He's getting a project and he's meeting Joe. Joe is the business leader. Actually, what he needs to know from Joe is what is the goal of the project. And you may think it's a very simple thing to get, well, just a goal, but actually getting to the goal of the project, what is the primary business problem that we're trying to solve, is something which is very complex and very complicated to achieve. But let's assume that Paul got to this answer, and now he knows what the goal of the project. Now he needs to chase over and find the data. So he would probably call Jennifer. Jennifer is a member of the IT team, and he will tell her, "Well, we have a new project. Can you help me understand the data that I gathered?" Okay, and well, you may say, "Well, the data is probably self-explanatory," or take it to statistical tools and you'll get all the answers you need. Well, try to make sense from the text that you're just seeing on the screen now. This is a text from a real project, and it doesn't make sense to you. It didn't make sense to me either when I saw this during the project. The problem is that the data itself can be dragged and dropped to any analytical tool, but still, if you don't know what it means, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't get to the insights that the organization needs. So you need to understand what the data is actually telling you, not just statistically, but actually what is the context of this data. Now, let's assume that Paul was through this process. Now we still have questions to Mark. Mark is the person from the field operation. So he's visiting Mark, and maybe at that point he already did some analysis, and he doesn't. And what's his complaint is that the data doesn't make sense. Or does it? Maybe they do things out there at the field that cause the data to look a little bit different than what you expect. Or maybe Paul can make some kind of rule that would, if value A appears somewhere, it's actually B. And this may sound funny, but still, this is a very realistic case in which whatever you assume about the data, or whatever you think the data is telling you, it's actually not exactly what it is. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that most organizations today, whether they declare it or not, have an interdisciplinary analytical teams. Okay, these teams are compiled from the business user, the field operation, customer service, IT, and of course the data analyst. Now, this is all okay, and whether you describe it as a team or just let the data analyst chase the different people, the main question that you have to ask yourself as a data manager, as a person responsible for all these operations, is whether you're actually creating an asset from all these hundreds of conversations that are going around in your organization, just like the conversation we described earlier. So you have to ask yourself, are these people, the analysts, the business user, the field operation, the IT, are they communicating efficiently? They're coming from different disciplines, talking different languages. Are they really communicating efficiently? Are they defining the business goals in the right way? Or are they doing some kind of definition and then have to do another iteration? Do they understand the data, or they make some kind of assumptions that after a lot of work are found to be not correct? So is this communication working right or not? Other question that you have to ask yourself is this knowledge that they gather through the work together, is it kept for future use? Other people, can they instantly go in and use this data that somebody found out during one project for another project? Or is it, again, just fading away there? The third question that you ask yourself is, are they using the context only to validate results, or are they using the knowledge that these people have in order to enhance the result, to make more accurate result? Just think of all this knowledge that field operation business people have, and think of clustering. as a simple example, clustering just by the data, or clustering in which you add more and more columns based on their experience. Finally, you have to ask yourself, is it really a managed process, or is it just depends on the different people who are doing the process? Do you really track down, can you allocate who told you what? All these sessions that are going on, is this really managed, or is it just something which is left to the hand of luck? So if the answer to any of these questions is no, then probably you need to keep reading, because there is an opportunity for you to make things better, more manageable, and create an asset for your organization. So, who need context-based analytics? Context-based analytics, people want to save time. They don't want to do these sessions over and over. They want to do it once. They want to improve accuracy. Okay, they don't want to just use the knowledge of the field people to validate their model. They actually want to use it in order to improve the accuracy of their model. And they want to focus on value-added tasks. For these people, what we offer in visual process is the opportunity. Because what we're saying is that in every project, in every data project, every person who's touching the data is actually entering all the knowledge that he or she gathered through the project into one context layer. And this context layer is, of course, available for any other analyst who still want to use this same data, want to know more about this same data. And so what we're looking at is that in every project, analysts like Paul that we mentioned at the beginning will define the business problem through a very formal process in visual process. Then he would upload the values, the distinct values columns from the database into visual process. And in uploading the data, we do not mean, of course, to the actual data. We do not need your customer data or whatever. What we need are the distinct values to which the business user can add their knowledge. So we don't care about the specific transactions. What we care is about the distinct values. If we look at date, what we care is about winter, summer, because it may be relevant according to the business user, but we don't care about all these transactions with their specific dates. And this is just an example. Then, using object process methodology, which it was created at MIT, the analyst will describe the data in a formal way, a visual way that will enable him to, or him or any other person to go back and understand what the data is actually telling him. And finally, he will create enrichment rules that are based on the knowledge and apply these rules to the data. And now the enriched data will be used for his statistical analysis using any statistical tool of his choice. Now, with all that, what we probably did is that we managed the process better, okay? And we probably improved the accuracy of the analysis by far, but we didn't save time yet. Saving time will come in the next step, because every other person who's using the same data will be able to reuse the knowledge that was gathered through a simple web-based, search-based interface, in which he or she can learn what actually was learned in the previous step. So we actually make all the knowledge that gathered through one project into an asset that the entire organization can use. Now, the return on the investment is pretty clear in that case. Okay, you explain the data only once, you save time. You improve the accuracy of the analysis by far. The knowledge of the experts is a factor that can improve your accuracy far more than any statistical model or algorithm. You identify gaps in the data because you talk with all these people. So this is an kind of end result of that. you formally manage the problem. And if you're a manager who's managing different teams, you will appreciate the fact that you can actually not just you know, get the end result, but also follow the process that they're doing. And finally, you focus on the value added phases of the analysis and not on the understanding the data. So if this is relevant for you, if you think that this is maybe helpful for you in your organization, then what we encourage you is to contact us and request a demo. We'll be happy to demonstrate how a visual process is actually putting data in context and make the context work for you in your organization.